Okay guys, I'll try and make this video quick, but I warn you now, it's not going to be a productive video, so if you don't like talkative videos, I would navigate away now. This is going to be a bit of a rant about the UK and just a general update. General update is basically, I haven't made videos because it's been such a mess, let me tell you. It is so much tidier now than what it was. I mean, I couldn't even get in here before. But now it is actually empty-ish. I mean, I'm going to get a nice big plastic storage container eventually where I can put all of this stuff. I need to find somewhere to put it, because I don't have much room as it is, and having this much stuff here just taking up floor space is not good. So I will find somewhere to put that. I mean, same out here. I mean, there's rubbish and other stuff. I mean, I've got these engines over here which I want to get rid of. I mean, that thing there, rebuilt. That thing there's brand new. That thing there's pretty much brand new. Well, there's off a generator engine. Well, it's off a generator which caught fire. You guys saw that generator. Unfortunately, that was just my fault, welding wheels onto it while it was filled with petrol, and the whole thing is spontaneously combusted. I haven't got a clue how. I'm sure I've shown you the strimmer engine before. I still want to get rid of it, but I can't justify throwing it away because it runs, well, it doesn't run fine. It doesn't idle, but it runs. So I can't justify throwing it away. I mean, that thing there is ungoverned and jetted. I want to sell it, but before I do, I'm probably going to remove well, I might not remove it, but anyone who gets it, I'll tell them. I might even write it on a piece of paper and get them to sign it before they take it. That I've warned them that it has been ungoverned, and that they shouldn't over-rev it if they put it at full throttle on a go-kart. They should change the flywheel first, because this one here is the original cast iron flywheel. Honda flywheels, they do carry danger, but the China clone ones are even worse. That small piece of cast iron there, if that breaks apart while the engine is at full speed, that small piece of cast iron will turn into multiple fragments of, well, they'll turn into multiple projectiles, and there's not much that will stop them, especially in close proximity. So if you're sitting here, your ass is here, your head is here, and something goes dunk, you are most likely going to die. So, yeah, there is a way around it. There's a website. I'm not too sure of its name off the top of my head, but if anyone wants to know it, let me know in the comments, and I'll send I'll copy a link to you. Basically, they sell pretty much anything to do with these small engines for Honda power equipment clones. I think they do it from 160s to 390s. They might, I'm not sure. No, 390 is a 13 horsepower. I think they go up. They do the 9 horsepower ones. These are the small blocks, and the 9 horsepower big blocks, according to them anyway. But yeah, they do everything. They do forged conrods, pistons, crankshafts, camshafts, flywheels. They do the billet flywheels, which if you was going to do any modification on these engines when you was putting on a race car or anything like that, the first thing I'd ever do, just because it's safety, is the flywheel. This piece of this piece of sheet steel, that ain't going to stop a piece of 300 mile an hour of cast iron. It might not be 300 mile an hour, but even at 80 miles an hour, it'd probably kill you, and I'd wager that it's going faster than 80 miles an hour. So, yeah, I'm going to have to try and find a home for them soon. They were both listed on eBay as a set, but I had a couple of watches, but no bites, so they're still here, unfortunately. Yeah, as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. I had the motor and everything out of the lathe because I was checking over these bearings. I wanted to check them out. Let me tell you, I don't think they've been changed ever. But if they haven't ever been changed, fucking hell, that is an 80-year-old bearing. Sorry, it's like a 64-year-old bearing, which is still in perfectly reasonable condition. It's brilliant still. The motor, I actually was hoping it might have been 3-phase and a single phase, but after looking at the tag, it's not. Also, it's got a centrifugal throwy weighty thing inside and a start capacitor, so that lets me know that when it's static and it's not running, those little weights are all the way in, and they connect the start cap to a set of windings. So when you turn it on, those weights are in, the cap actually starts the motor up and speeds up, and once it's the right speed, those weights come out, disconnects the cap, and it's running. So it's definitely not three-phase, which is unfortunate because I would love to put three-phase motor in there and reinforce this bit. I mean, it's pretty strong as it is now, but I want to have two pieces coming up behind it where I can put a big inverter, well, not big inverter, just inverter with a nice big emergency stop button, so that if anything happens, then I can turn it off quickly and safely. Because at the moment it's got this thing here, which it would be fine if it wasn't in this place. Because you've got to put your hand down here. You can't. If I'm standing here working, I put the camera kind of where my face is. If I look down like that, I can't see that button. I actually have to like physically lean out all the way to here to be able to see it. And if there's an emergency, like, I don't know, this has come off and got jammed in there, or anything like that. Let's be honest, if that gets stuck on that when it's running, that chuck's not going to stop. These lathes are fairly dangerous, as are most machines in any workshop. I mean, in fairness, that compressor's more dangerous than this, but that's not because of the kind of machine. It's because of my wiring. I mean, tell me that's not dangerous. Yeah, I do have some terminals for that. I just haven't got around to doing it. In fact, I'll probably make that first thing on my schedule tomorrow. I've got to sort out the air filter too. I'm going to shove something down there, like a piece of tissue with a bit of wire wrapped around it, shove it down, drill a hole. The piece of tissue just to stop the tissue, just to stop the metal from going down there. That receiver dryer should stop most of the material from going in there anyway. And then I'm going to put a piece of metal through, probably a piece of aluminium, which will have like a threaded hole in it. Then as I put that on there, I can put a washer on the top, maybe a baked bean can, and I can tighten a screw down. And then that should allow me to actually have a proper air filter, because this thing hasn't had an air filter for a long time. If you want to know how I've put this thing on here, I might do a separate video. I might even do a separate video of me fixing the damn thing, because it's so dangerous right now. Whenever I'm using this thing, I don't touch it. I turn it on, I let it air up. Once it's finished, I just turn it off from the wall. I mean, it's still got the pressure switch on it. Once it gets up to pressure, it still cuts out everything. But once it's done, I turn it off. I won't attach or detach air tools while it's plugged in. It's not worth the risk, especially with a big cap on it. I'm going to find something to put that cap in. Maybe a sealed, or like a. So I'm hoping to find some sort of like plastic cup, black plastic cup, something that I can put that cap in and you can't see it. I can put a lid on it, where we'll either silicone a lid on or screw a lid on. Just want to have that cap completely contained. I don't want any bare connections. I've got to put a terminal block on the top of that. I'm going to rewire it. I want to get rid of these wires. I've got to take some pictures of the wiring on this thing because I completely forgot how I wired it. I wired it original to the air conditioning system it came out of. And I know a couple of people will probably know that these things, when they're running, they spit out oil. This one here I'm actually quite fortunate about because it discharges the discharge from the compressor inside actually discharges it to the casing, this actual piece here, so it doesn't feed the air from the compressor to this pipe, which does mean when it turns off you get a massive hiss. But on the upside, it also acts as like a capturing vessel. I'm not sure what kind of compressor it is. I'm pretty sure it's a scroll compressor, just on the basis of its configuration. It's cylindrical and it's long, so it's probably likely to be a scroll. The scroll will be at the bottom, the motor will be at the top. I doubt very much it's a piston compressor. But yeah, the scroll compressor always needs a constant supply of oil. The compressor is always filled with oil, but because it's discharging to the housing, it sticks to everything, like the motor and the compressor itself, the casing. It's not being discharged directly up this pipe. You do get a little bit of mist. I mean, I should drain that tank. It's probably half filled with bloody water by now. My solution is every so often. Eventually, what will happen is it'll actually start to lock up a little bit. You'll hear it. It'll be trying hard to start. It'll sit and buzz for a little while, and then it'll come to life. My solution is to find some oil very quickly before it turns off and pour it down the inlet. I mean, I'm not talking compressor or anything. I'll just pour used engine oil in it. It works fine. I mean, I've had this thing running now for like a year and it's still going good. If that compressor dies, I've got 4 little R134A compressors, although I do want to keep one of them for vacuuming down aircon systems, because my partner's dad is always buying and selling cars, and I'm recently I've actually been helping him quite a lot. And beforehand, if he had a car which needed the aircon sorting, he'll take it to someone. And seeing as I've got a little bit of a keen interest for refrigeration systems now, I mean, I've got a charging manifold. It's not here, it's at my partner's house, because well, that's what we've been charging and decharging. And well, my partner's car got written off. He had a BMW 318 and some woman pulled out of a giveaway and without looking and ripped both cars off. I mean, hers was mind-blowingly bashed and the BMW was actually rather well intact. Luckily the aircon system was still good, so before it went on Copart we vacked out all the gas to a cylinder, and when we got his new car it was a little bit low, so we topped it up. So I think that was a quite good score. But yeah, I want to get a vac system because several of the cars we've sorted out the aircon on now, they haven't had any gas in at all, and all we've done is I've put in a little bit of gas and then let it run and drained a little bit out, try and get any moisture, and I've basically diluted the mixture which was already in there with complete fresh R134A, which isn't good because it means there's oxygen and other contaminants in there, especially if the system has been open, which, if you know air conditioning systems, they do not like the smallest speck of dirt, moisture. They don't like anything which isn't oil or refrigerant. They're very sensitive, which is why I'm very surprised that compressor is still working. But maybe that engine oil I put in there is just protecting everything from moisture. But anyway, yeah, that's really all I can say for that. As you can see, got a nice blue sky this evening. It's been lovely and warm today, although very humid. Somebody actually, I can't remember if it was on a comment or on a message, and I'm sorry I cannot remember your YouTube name. Usually I would try and remember it to tell you, but I asked if I'd actually went to the Olympics, and unfortunately no. But on the upside, I have probably saved myself about £400 on a ticket. I mean, I'm all up for sport and everything, but I will not pay £400 for a piece of paper which allows me to go and watch it. I don't like playing sport, and in all fairness, I mean, I hate football. Especially, well, rugby's a little bit different. I mean, you know, rugby, American football, that's what we call it over here. You guys just call it football. But, you know, English football, I don't like it. I mean, if it was just playing for the sport, then fair enough. But if they're getting like £1 million per game, why? It's not football. It's a money-making scheme, and it's disgusting. It's just so much. It's all about money. There is no sport in it. Than most football supporters over here will rather go to a game to start a fight than actually watch the sport. You have some people go when they lose, oh, that's a shame, they go home. Some people go, it's your fucking fault, and they'll go and fucking start a fight, and yeah, it's silly. So, anyway, I was going to have a nice big rant about how shit this country is, and maybe I should start now, but we're going to save that for another video. Well, generally, it's just crap over it. The rich need to be richer and the poor need to be poorer. That's how the government over here runs. It's absolutely disgraceful. I mean, petrol prices are outrageous and everything is... Anyway, I think I've rambled enough tonight. I'll upload this, and of course I'll try and get some stuff up soon. I mean, as you can see, I'm probably going to be busy for a while. Although there's not actually much mess here, I just need to sort out the tools. That battery's for the car. It's completely fucking dead. It doesn't hold a charge. It'll start the Onan twice before it dies, and that's after being on charge all night. I mean, I know that's a hefty engine to turn over, but yeah, it's not that hefty. So yeah, I've got to put my tools away, and I'm going to bag up all this rubbish, get rid of that, and hopefully we'll get some videos done soon. I mean, I want to put a nice workbench up here. Like, do you know you get that, like, 4 or 5 centimetre thick kitchen worktop? It's just laminated wood chip, but it's fairly hefty, you know, it's got a bit of strength to it. I'm going to get a piece and put it here where my original workbench used to be. I used to have a workbench here. If you look right back into my very first video, I was doing a small Homelite, no, it wasn't, a McCulloch strimmer engine. I'm sure it was, something like that. I was working on this bench that was here, and I actually really miss it. I used to have one here, then I had one here. I had the same bench, but I moved it here. That's when I had shelves up and I had lights on it. It was perfect. But yeah, I've lost the shelves, I've lost the workbench over time, just because it was all very skinny, flimsy wood, and eventually it fell apart. So, I mean, that one isn't going to last much longer. As you can see, it's already bowing and falling apart. But then again, I did have that motor on it about 2 days ago, and also had that vice on it. That vice is heavy. I want to find something to put that on. I also need to strip it back a little bit and clean it because it's a bit rusty. So I want to put a nice big bench up here. Not big, about to here. It's going to come out about this far because I don't want it massive. But then I can put a nice big tool board up, and I can do work on small bits, big bits, engines and all that stuff. And you go. Hopefully I can get some nice videos up. And this here, I want to get rid of all of that. And I want to put, oh sorry, excuse me, the same thing that I've got there in here, but I don't want it coming to here. I want it coming to about here, just one length thick. That means I have a little bit more floor space. I can walk back further, and I can put shelves in underneath that I can put stuff on, because I don't have any shelves, and that's why everything's just sitting on the floor. And I've got to tell you, it is a horrible experience. That's why I haven't been out here. I just don't want to work in a dirty environment, and the only reason it's been dirty is because I've been doing external work, like stuff outside and around the garden, around the house, and anything that I've used, I've just come in here and I've chucked it down just because I don't have anywhere to put it. So yeah, how long have I made this video? 16 minutes, Jesus Christ, sorry guys. I'll leave you at that. I'll let you go and watch somebody else's video. I think I've taken up enough of your time. Well, I'll see you guys later, and hope I haven't bored you to death. I'll see you hopefully in the next day or so, because I do regret not putting up any videos. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.